Hello everyone, welcome back to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and today we are starting with the analysis of the Hindu newspaper dated 24th of August 2022. तो आज हम 24 अगस्त 2022 का न्यूज़पेपर जो है वो अच्छे से एनालाइज करने वाले हैं, पढ़ने वाले हैं. Let's get started without any delay. This important article in the newspaper says sex ratio at birth normalizes slightly. Basically, the sex ratio जो है at birth normalize होना शुरू हो गया है. The question here is what is sex ratio? So sex ratio means ratio of females to males in a population in comparison with the birth of the male child. कितना female child की presence है एक population में उसको हम sex ratio बोलते हैं. And it tends to be 1:1 in most sexually reproducing species. Okay, and it has been explained by the sex ratio has also been, please write it down, explained by Fisher's principle. फिशर्स प्रिंसिपल में भी ना सेक्स रेशियो को एक्सप्लेन किया गया है. दिस कैन बी आस्क्ड इन योर प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन. व्हाट डज द फिशर प्रिंसिपल टॉक अबाउट? तो यहाँ पर हमें ये पॉइंट नोट डाउन कर लेना. इट इज नॉट इन द पीडीएफ ऑफ द लेक्चर, सो प्लीज राइट इट डाउन. Sex ratio is also known as gender ratio. It is the ratio of males to females in a population. That is, it is the proportion of males in a population in comparison with the proportion of females. And if we go about the Ronald Fisher's principle, Ronald Fisher इनका नाम था, इन्होंने एक principle develop किया था. This ratio, this sex ratio is 1:1 for most sexually reproducing species. जितने भी ज्यादा sexually reproducing organism या species होते हैं उनका sex ratio 1:1 पर maintain होना चाहिए, ये इन्होंने कहा था. ओके, पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया यहाँ पर सभी को? वेरी गुड. And using this particular ratio, using the Fisher's principle, we check the sex ratio or gender ratio of every nation. All right. This gender ratio or sex ratio is also has 4 subdivisions. First is the primary sex ratio. Basically, this is, write it down, this is the ratio at fertilization. It is the ratio at fertilization. Then we have secondary sex ratio, which is the ratio at birth. जन्म के समय जो रेशियो होता है मेल फीमेल पॉपुलेशन का. Tertiary sex ratio. Tertiary sex ratio is, write it down, it is the ratio in sexually mature organisms. Alright, and we have quaternary sex ratio, which is the ratio in post reproductive organisms. Post reproductive organisms. तो ये आपको 4 subdivisions इसकी for GS paper 1 you have to remember. Okay, or even if you have sociology as your optional subject, then this is going to be really helpful. Now here a latest study by Pew Research Center. Pew Research Center ने एक latest study publish की है and it has pointed out that the son bias is on a decline. The inclination towards having a son, that inclination in India is declining. Okay, and the average annual number of baby girls missing in India has also declined. जितनी baby girls जो annual number होता है कि भाई छोटी बच्चियां मिसिंग हो रही हैं, ठीक है, वो भी नंबर डिक्लाइन हो रहा है. In 2010 the average was approximately 4.8 lakh. Now it is 4.1 lakh in 2019. Now what is the meaning of missing females? ये missing baby girls का मतलब क्या होता है? That means how many births would have occurred during the time if there were no female selective abortions. अगर female selective abortions नहीं होते तो कितनी बच्चियों का जन्म होता उस टाइम पर, इसको हम बोलते हैं missing females. This is again important terms for your prelims. ठीक है, missing female ये नहीं कि बच्चा पैदा हुआ और गायब हो गया. Missing female मतलब अगर सेक्स सिलेक्टिव अबॉर्शन ना होता तो कितनी बच्चियां उस टाइम पर एक गिवन टाइम पीरियड में पैदा होती. दैट इज द मिसिंग फीमेल. ओके, नाउ व्हाट आर द ऑब्जर्वेंसेस ऑफ दिस रिपोर्ट? फ्रॉम 111 boys per 100 girls to about 109 and to 108 boys. This has been the result in the latest NFHS survey 2019-21. Now again here we have to read between the lines. यहाँ पर ये NFHS क्या होता है हमको ये समझना है. So it is National Family Health Survey. Please write it down. इस चीज को लिख लीजिए यहीं, बाद में आप भूल जाओगे. Okay, later on you will forget. Please write it down over here. National Family Health Survey. All right, point clear हो रहा है? That is the NFHS survey. This is important for prelims and GS paper 2 as well. And who conducts this survey? कौन conduct करता है? The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Please write it down. Okay. Now, second observances were Pew Research Center report points out that between 2000 2019, 9 crore female births went missing because of female selective abortions. That is a huge number. And religiously also, category wise also, the observances have been noted. Sex selection among Sikhs, highest among Sikhs. सेक्स सिलेक्शन जो बर्थ होता है कि भाई देखना कि कितने ये जेंडर बच्चे का क्या होगा, मेल होगा कि फीमेल होगा, वो सबसे ज्यादा था सिक्स में. सिक्स मेक्स अप लेस देन 2% ऑफ इंडियन पॉपुलेशन एंड दे अकाउंटेड फॉर एन एस्टिमेटेड 5% ऑफ 9 करोड़ बेबी गर्ल्स हु वेंट मिसिंग. इस टाइम पीरियड में जो 9 करोड़ बेबी गर्ल्स मिसिंग हो गई है ना, यानी कि सेक्स सेलेक्टिव अबॉर्शन के वजह से दे वर नॉट बोर्न, दैट वेंट टू अबाउट 5% in the case of Sikh population. Sex selection among Muslims and Christians. Both Christians and Muslims have sex ratios close to natural norm. This trend is holding. Basically, no increment or decrement was seen. Among Muslims, they make up about 14% of India's population. And जो 5.9 lakh approximately girls missing गई, उनमें से 7% Muslims category में से गई थी. Among Christians, 2.3% of the population is made up by Christians, and estimated 0.6% or you can say 0.5 lakh of total number of sex selective abortions were from Christian sector only. Okay, then sex selection among Hindus, अगर आप देखोगे, share of missing girls among Hindus is also above their respective population share. तो Hindus basically 80% of the population हमारे Hindus ही हैं, and they have accounted for approximately 87%, or you can say 8 crore of females missing due to sex selective abortions out of the entire population. So here you need to remember the facts, मतलब थोड़ा थोड़ा exact percentage if you forget, no worries about it, but general idea of these observances you should have, because they can be quoted in your essay paper also, they can be quoted in your ethics ka paper also, interview also, GS paper 1, or if you have sociology optional then also it can be quoted. Okay. Now, coming on to the next important article, Benami law cannot be applied retrospectively, says Supreme Court. So, a 3-judge bench, which was led by our Chief Justice, had declared recently that sections 3, subsection 2 and sections 5, which were introduced through the Benami Transaction Prohibition Amendment Act 2016, both these sections are now unconstitutional. Okay, we'll study these two sections also. First, let us understand what is this act. This Benami Transaction Act basically defines the Benami transaction. Benami, that means without name. Be means without, Nami means name, without name. Now, Benami transaction is any transaction in which property is transferred to one person for a consideration. It can be cash also, it can be any other consideration by another person. तो एक ऐसा ट्रांजैक्शन जिसमें प्रॉपर्टी दूसरे बंदे के नाम की जाती है कंसिडरेशन के लिए. ठीक है. So 2016 law had amended original Benami Act. इसको आप करेक्ट कर लो. This is Benami. टाइपिंग एरर हो गया है. सो जो 2016 का भी अमेंडमेंट लॉ निकला था, उसने ओरिजिनल बेनामी एक्ट 1988 को अमेंड किया था. It expanded it to 72 sections. Earlier there were only 9 sections in this one act, in this particular act, but in 2016 के amendment 72 sections total act में add हो गए थे. Amendments were opposed in Supreme Court. ये जो amendments हुए थे 2016 में, इनको oppose किया गया. Supreme Court also gave 3 judgments. First, 3 issues. There were 3 issues which were highlighted in Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court decided on these 3 topics. What were these 3 topics? First was whether there is legislative intent to give retrospective effect to 2016 Act. That means whether these 72 sections which have been added in this Act 1988 के Act में जो 72 sections कर दिए गए हैं, do they have legislative intent? क्या इनके पीछे कुछ legislative intention है? Whether the 2016 Act imposes a harsher penalty than the earlier Act, or basically पहले in the earlier Act it was just the confiscation of property, but क्या इसमें अब penalty add की गई है या नहीं? Whether the 2016 Act is constitutionally valid, क्या ये Act जो नया बनाया गया है constitutionally valid है भी या नहीं? Before that, let us understand what is a Benami transaction, because a question on Benami transactions came in prelims. Previous year question paper में एक question आ चुका है. Benami transaction is transaction where I told you property is transferred to another person, okay, and the other person might have paid for that property, or the transaction has been made in only fictitious name, मतलब कोई दूसरा बंदा था ही नहीं, ऐसे ही fictitious name पे transaction कर दिया. and property transactions will be done among family members only. Okay, but if those property transactions are done among family members, then it would not amount as Benami transaction, because family members तो आपके lineal ascendants and descendants, they are related to each other. तो उस केस में ये बेनामी ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं होगा. बेनामी ट्रांजैक्शन इज अ ट्रांजैक्शन इन विच द अदर पर्सन इज नॉट नेम्ड, विदाउट नेम. Okay, so it is understood that the other person is either fictitious or कुछ corrupt laundering हो रहा है, इस वजह से ये this transaction is laundering, amounts to laundering, or this transaction is not good. Okay, that is why this transaction has been done. But among family members, if the property is being transferred, that is not Benami transaction, because then it has name. भले ही चाचा चाची, ताऊ ताई, मामा मामी, नाना दादा दादी, इनके नाम पर ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहा है, तो भाई ये तो फैमिली ट्रांजैक्शन, इट्स नॉट अ बेनामी ट्रांजैक्शन. Okay, because Benami property, Benami means without a name, and this property is purchased under a name of another individual, and that individual should not be a part of family member. अगर family member है तो then it's not a Benami property. And the individual who made the purchase is known as बेनामदार, because उसका नाम ही नहीं होता तो उसे हम बेनामदार कहते हैं. जो actual owner होता है वो होता है जो इस transaction को finance कर रहा है. Okay, that you have to remember, that is the difference. And what are the assets which can be a part of Benami property? It could be movable, immovable, tangible, intangible, right, interest, legal papers. They can term or amount to be the assets in this transaction. So what was the judgment given by Supreme Court? Supreme Court basically confirmed the Calcutta High Court's ruling that 2016 का Benami Transaction Act cannot be enforced retroactively. 2016 का जो अमेंडमेंट हुआ है बेनामी एक्ट का, उसको आप रिट्रोस्पेक्टिवली नहीं इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हो. ये कैलकाटा हाई कोर्ट ने जजमेंट दिया था. सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज इज अबाइडिंग बाय दिस जजमेंट. इट हैज कंफर्म्ड द जजमेंट. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द वर्ड रिट्रोएक्टिवली? रिट्रोएक्टिव मींस टेकिंग इफेक्ट फ्रॉम अ डेट इन द पास्ट. तो जिस भी डेट से 2016 का अमेंडमेंट पास किया गया था, उस डेट से ये अमेंडमेंट हम अलाउ नहीं करेंगे, इन्फोर्स नहीं करेंगे उसी डेट से. ओके. Supreme Court also invalidated the provisions of Benami transactions. Sections मैंने आपको बताए थे, section 3 subsection 2, they have been proven as invalid because the section 3 subsection 2 imposes 3 years of sentence on those people who engaged in Benami transaction between 1988 to 2016. But Supreme Court has said the act stands unenforced, or you can say it is violative from the date when it was implemented. So that is why these sections also are unconstitutional now. Coming on to the next important article, ये prelims के लिए काफी important है. DRDO, Indian Navy test indigenous missile. तो डिफेंस रिसर्च डेवलपमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और इंडियन नेवी ने मिलकर सक्सेसफुल फ्लाइट टेस्ट किया है इंडिजीनियसली डेवलप्ड VLSRSAM मिसाइल का. It's a canisterized system. Basically, it is stored and operated from specially designed compartments. And this is a vertical launch short range surface to air missile. What are the features? There are two major features. It has cruciform wings and thrust vectoring. Cruciform wings मतलब इसके 4 छोटे छोटे wings हैं, ठीक है, इसके चारों sides पर, जिससे इसको एक stable posture मिलता है. And thrust vectoring का मतलब क्या होता है? That it is able to change its direction of the thrust from its engine, ताकि ये altitude जो है मिसाइल का, उसको और velocity को adjust कर सके और control कर सके. Alright, so it has been successfully flight tested by DRDO and Indian Navy. Now this is the most important topic in the newspaper today. If you have sociology optional, then it's going to help you. It's going to help you in GS paper 1 in mains में आपकी help करेगा. It's going to help you in prelims, and it's also going to help you in your ethics का paper, essay का paper. So it has multiple uses, this topic. Acculturation. What do you mean by acculturation? Now it's a concept, okay? And basically it's psychological changes. It means psychological changes which are induced in people. Why? Because of cross-cultural imitation, which results from interaction with different cultures. When you go into a different culture, for example, if you go to northeast part of India, or the southernmost part of India, or from the southernmost part you are going to the northern part of India, you interact with different cultures, and that is why there is a certain psychological changes that come into your brain. That is acculturation. This term acculturation was given by American geologist John Wesley Powell in 1880. Okay. In present days, the definition is a little different. What is the definition in modern times? It means the process in which a person or group from one culture comes in contact with another culture. then that person adopts the values and practices of the other culture and makes it a part of his own culture, but he also still retains his own identity. That is acculturation. मतलब अगर आप वेस्टर्न कंट्री में जाओ, आप वहां के तौर तरीके सीखो, अपनी लाइफ में ऐड करो, बट आप अपने देसी अंदाज को भी मेंटेन रखो, रिटेन करके रखो, आप अपने देसी पने को ना भूलो, वही अकल्चरेशन है। समझ आई बात? Suitable example can be integration of black Americans within the white American society. They have taken up the type of thinking, values and practices of the white American society, but they have also retained their own values. That is acculturation. For example, if let's say typical Hindu family girl gets married to a Punjabi, okay, she takes the values and principles of that Punjabi household, but she also still maintains her own values from her own culture. That is acculturation. ठीक है, पॉइंट क्लियर हो रहा है यहाँ तक सभी को? Sociologists understand acculturation as a two-way process, wherein the minority culture adopts the aspect of majority to fit in, but majority is also influenced by the minority culture. मतलब सोशियोलॉजिस्ट का कहना यह है कि अकल्चरेशन एक टू वे प्रोसेस है, मतलब एक माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी का इंसान मेजोरिटी कम्युनिटी में जाकर वहां के तौर तरीके अपनाता है, और इसके तौर तरीके भी मेजोरिटी इंसान अपनी लाइफ में, मेजोरिटी कम्युनिटी का इंसान अपनी लाइफ में लेकर आता है। इसको हम बोलते हैं अकल्चरेशन। ओके, and there are different outcomes of acculturation. Because of acculturation there are different results. For example, first result is assimilation. Assimilation basically was studied by W.I. Thomas and Florian Zanicki in 1918. Okay, they were they studied this on Polish immigrants in Chicago. So what is assimilation? It is a process in which groups adopt a new culture that virtually replaces their original culture. Only few traces of their original culture are left behind. That is assimilation. मतलब आप नए कल्चर में आए, आपने उसके सारे तौर तरीके अपने लाइफ में ले लिए, और आपके खुद के कल्चर के तौर तरीके या जो भी प्रैक्टिसेस थी वो अब काफी कम रह गई हैं, सिर्फ ट्रेसेस रह गए हैं, उसको हम assimilation बोलेंगे। ओके, For example, we'll take a very light and small example. If you move to New York, let's say, ठीक है, your family is a very ritualistic family, Hindu family है, ritualistic family है, काफी पूजा पाठ करते हैं, ठीक है, बहुत धार्मिक है, spiritual है, but आप न्यूयॉर्क जाते हो, वहाँ के कल्चर को ले लेते हो, you go to New York, you adopt the culture, the fast moving, fast paced life, right, the parties, ये सारी चीजें आप अपनी लाइफ में लेते हो, and but you forget to follow the rituals or anything that you must be following in India, in your family, but you still have Bhagavad Gita in your house in New York, but you do not study it, but you have that as a memoir. Okay, so that means traces of your own culture are there in your life. However, you are not fully practicing your own culture, but yes, you have the traces of your religion in your house or in your life. That is assimilation. उसको हम assimilation कहेंगे. Then we have separation. It refers to the process wherein an individual or group comes in contact with a new cultural group, okay, but does not embrace aspects of that new culture because they want to maintain their own unique identity without being contaminated by the values of others. That is separation. जब बिल्कुल ही कोई कट्टरवादी इंसान होता है ना कि भाई हम तो गए न्यूयॉर्क, ठीक है, बट हम अपने साथ भारत को लेकर गए, हम इंडिया को न्यूयॉर्क में ले आए, ठीक है, हमने न्यूयॉर्क अपने अंदर नहीं आने दिया, इंडिया को न्यूयॉर्क में ले आए, वो टिपिकल एग्जांपल हो जाता है सेपरेशन का। दैट मींस यू आर रिजेक्टिंग द न्यू कल्चर, यू आर मेंटेनिंग योर ओन ट्रेडिशन बट एंटायरली रिजेक्टिंग अदर्स कल्चर. दैट इज सेपरेशन. Integration. Under integration, an individual or group adapts to a new culture while maintaining their original culture. That means there are no traces which are left behind. The other person has maintained his or her own values about his or her culture, but also it is adapting to the new culture. That is the great way of living in a multicultural society. Integration. Let us solve these questions. ये question solve करते हैं. Consider the following statements related to GRAP. The CPCB is mandated to enforce GRAP in the city as per the pollution levels. GRAP is applicable only to Delhi National Capital Region area. So which option is correct? जल्दी से बताओ. Here the correct answer is B. Statement number 2 is correct. 1 गलत है. क्यों? Because GRAP is prepared by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and it is mandated to enforce GRAP in the city as per the pollution level, but not by CPCB. Not by CPCB, by EPCA. That is Environment Pollution Prevention and Control Authority. Okay, so this one is wrong. Next question. Al-Shabaab, a militant group seen in news, is based in Somalia, Nigeria, Iraq और Iran. You have 5 seconds time to answer the question. 5 सेकंड का टाइम है, जल्दी से बताओ इसमें करेक्ट आंसर क्या होगा. What is the correct answer? Very good. The correct answer is A, Somalia. Okay, it's a part of Al-Qaeda. So this was all the important articles for today. ये थे आपके आज के important articles. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. If you have any doubts in this lecture, do let me know in the comment section.